Hello, and happy Thursday. Happy frigid Thursday. All right, well, I'm glad that the computer issues I'm having are happening today and not yesterday. It's still super annoying, but I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing IT work here to fix a stupid issue. I believe on this particular computer, somebody must have installed something they shouldn't have. Because, yeah, it looks like we've got potentially some kind of a virus going on. It's not like anything crazy, but currently in the middle of a scan. Nothing like starting the day with a full-fledged system scan. Hopefully it finds the problem and fixes it. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm gonna be fighting this thing all morning. Why can't I have a nice, relaxing day? Okay, sorry. You might be trying to get going for the day, and you're like, geez, dude, I got a bunch of stress now. All right? I don't want to hear about your problems. It's early. All right. All right. That's fine. I'll settle down. Stop talking about it. It's just so aggravating. All right. Well, what's going on here? Weird facts that sound fake but is actually true. You can't just accept this kind of information because you see it online. Okay? I'm going to read through some of these, but I don't know if any of them are actually true. You know, you got to do a lot of double checking with any kind of information nowadays. Talk about it all the time. You know, people share complete just garbage, complete misinformation relentlessly. So, is it true that the Venus flytrap can only be found in limited areas on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina? I don't know. I would assume that means in the wild because I've seen them at Winco. We'll just go ahead and accept it as true. All right, how about that the sound made by the Krakatoa volcanic eruption in 1883 was so loud, it ruptured eardrums of people 40 miles away, traveled around the world 4 times, and was clearly heard 3,000 miles away. It's like being in New York and hearing a sound from San Francisco. Is that true? I don't know. It sounds good. You know, I mean, it wouldn't sound good to hear that sound and have your eardrums explode, but, you know, the factoid sounds pretty good. Can you imagine what it would sound like if Yellowstone blew up? Yeah. We'd probably have some busted eardrums right here in East Idaho. Though, you know, we're all gonna die if that happens. Okay, wait, I was gonna try to be more positive here. All right, this user says, scientists discovered ants navigate by counting their steps. How did they figure that out? The ants whose legs were... What? What kind of a test is this? It says the ants whose legs were cut short stopped short of their goal. The ones they attached to stilts overshot their target. How do you hook up stilts to an ant? And also, what... All right, we're going to see if they can make it to where they're headed if we chop their legs short. Ugh. Do we need to know how ants navigate? I mean, I'm sure it's interesting, but if you have to... That's what they meant, right? Hack their legs off? Jeez. Okay, wait. That's not really cheery information. Sorry. I'm just reading factoids here. Let's see. The U.S. is only 4 presidents' lifetimes old. Okay, so you got Biden, who was born while Hoover was alive. Hoover was born while Andrew Johnson was alive. Andrew Johnson was born while John Adams was alive. And John Adams signed the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, we're not a very old country at all. It's kind of crazy when you really think about it. I mean, that kind of breaks it down right there. 4 lifetimes back, we're at the Declaration of Independence. We're a baby country, aren't we? I know people don't necessarily want to hear that, but it's true. How long will we last? I guess we just got to wait and find out. I'm just failing at the positivity thing this morning, but I'm staring at the scan. that's running and finding nothing so far at 30%. I don't like that. I know we've got a problem. Okay, anyway, I'm going to just keep fighting my computer. I appreciate you tuning in and hanging out today, and let's do some architects. My goodness. Fighting and not winning. What's up, everybody? I'm afraid to log into my email on this computer. I'm afraid to log into anything. I don't know what's going on here, but I certainly don't want, my information stolen. What happened to this computer yesterday? It was working just fine until I left the studio. Then all of a sudden, what'd you do, Peaches? What did you do to this computer? Anyway, I'm working on it. Okay. It's so distracting. I'm so frazzled by it. I guess I could look at eastidahonews.com, see what they got going on there, huh? I don't have to log into that website. Yeah, you can just go there and check out the news. You can even, find yourself a pet. Looking at a whole bunch of different dogs looking for homes. I'm under the Pet of the Week at Features at eastidahonews.com. There's Chico. I don't know. It's some kind of a white dog. I don't know my dog breeds. Let's see here. Terrier Pit Bull mix. All right. Yeah, you can go check out the video of Chico. We've got the dog smile going on. Mm-hmm. Lots of different stuff you can do at eastidahonews.com. You can find out about local restaurants. Like yesterday, talked about, the 18. I guess it's a bar, restaurant. I mean, they've got delicious food. Oh, look at this. Homestead Pizza and Bowling. Offering gigantic burgers. Just what I need to see at 6:45 a.m. as I'm trying to eat better. Look at this gigantic burger, man. Come on. Why don't you come do some bowling and mow down a burger? Or, their pizza looks good, too. I haven't been bowling in a really long time. Maybe I'll have to go one of these days and have a gigantic burger while I'm at it. They look good. They look pretty good. You don't really think of the bowling alley as a place to go get some good food, but I think now I do. Look at that sandwich and those tots. Oh. All right, how's the old virus scan coming? Found nothing. Great. 58%. Well, we've still got 42% to go. Hopefully it'll find it and fix it. Otherwise, I don't know. I got to start really ripping this computer apart. Anyway, I'm gonna attempt to dig up some content for the next break. Again, I feel bad for those of you who tune in during the first hour of the show sometimes. Oh, either I'm a frazzled mess or things are broken. It's fantastic. Oh well. And Jade's gone. Jade's gone for the whole week. So that's even better. The one guy who, when I give up and go, all right, I can't fix this. One guy who might be able to figure it out, not here. So, all right, I'm going to keep, I almost said punching the computer, but I don't want the bosses to think I was being for real on that. Oh, the scan completed, and guess how much, or how many problems it found. 0.0. Great. Time to try something else. Okay, I'll be back. It's the Viktor Wilt Show. Good morning. Happy 7 o'clock hour. We're starting the show nice and fresh. Computer issues fixed. And other than that, I guess I'm doing okay, aside from it being just cold and miserable outside. And then I saw an article about impending snowstorm. Oh, great. Just what I want to hear. Gonna get dumped on, supposedly. You never know with the weather, man. Heavy snowstorm headed through eastern Idaho Thursday and Friday. Totally lame. Winter storm warning in effect from 11 a.m. today to 5 p.m. tomorrow. Looks like it should hit pretty much everywhere. It's also, like I said, frigid cold out this morning. So if you don't need to go anywhere, don't. As far as how much snow we're going to get, I'm not really sure here. Maybe I don't want to know. Oh, man. Well, I guess I shouldn't complain. I have a snowblower. Plenty of you just out there dealing with the shovel. Okay. 4 to 6 inches? That what they're guessing for Idaho Falls? About the same for Pocatello. If you're up in the mountains, you might get pummeled a little bit more. I'm hoping for minimal snow. Tired of dealing with it. All right. Let's check out some rock news here. Win a trip to London to see Linkin Park and Spirit Box. I'm at the Loudwire website. I could use a trip to London. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, the link didn't work. Okay, I guess, I shouldn't be promoting other people's contests, but I was like, I'd love to get out of town. London's probably pretty miserable right now, though, isn't it? I don't think it's known as a nice weather destination, pretty much ever. So, all right, well, that would still be cool. I'll go just about anywhere right now, just to get away from the upcoming snowstorm that I don't want to deal with. Okay, anything else happening in rock news? Not really. Not really. I saw that there was a Super Bowl halftime show related post that I don't know is true, but it said that Kendrick Lamar traveled more yards during the halftime show than the Chiefs did the entire game. That's pretty funny. It's not really rock news, but I guess music news. We already did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday, so pretty quiet in the rock world. I would imagine we'll be getting some new rock news soon, though. Bands got to put out new music and things like that. I've gotten to hear a few new songs recently that are coming soon that I'm pretty excited about. You're just going to have to wonder who they could be. There's a lot of bands that we play. And let's see. I know of 3, maybe 4 upcoming songs. And I thought they were all good. So I'm pretty stoked on it. Who's it going to be? Well, just stay tuned here. When we get new music, we play it that day. We'll hook it up. All right. Show has again officially begun now. First hour spent fighting my computer. But I'm a tech wizard. Got it fixed. What a waste of my time this morning. Well, if you're a longtime listener to this program, you may know that for whatever reason, I find treasure hunting interesting. Probably from being a fan of the Goonies when I was a kid. It had to come from there. Imagine you're just kicking it on the Oregon coast. I don't know, you rent an Airbnb, you go up in the attic, you find an old map, leads you to treasure. I need money. That's what I need. The lotto doesn't seem to be cutting it. Every once in a while, pick up a $1 ticket, lose my $1. But maybe I need to take a different route. Do a little bit of treasure hunting. Now, obviously today, a bad day for it. It's, just freezing outside and we got a bunch of snow on the way. But there are a number of old legends about treasure in Idaho. So it could be a fun adventure. People have been looking for these treasure stashes for, potentially a couple hundred years and haven't found anything. But I don't know, maybe you're bored and trying to figure out something to do when the weather gets nice. Looks like maybe you need to cruise out to the Salmon River area. That's where a whole bunch of different treasure is supposedly hidden away. And if you've been out to that area, you've got endless gold mines. Take a look at what they did to the Yankee Fork with the big dredge there. Pulled a lot of gold out of some of those areas out there. And maybe some of it got stashed away. I've been in that area on a 4-wheeler, just cruising through the mountains. There's a lot of old cabins and things like that have been abandoned for probably 100+ years. It does seem like an area that potentially could be hiding some riches. Like the lost gold of the Nez Perce tribe. Looks like they supposedly hid a large stash of gold somewhere along the Clearwater or Salmon rivers, but it's never been found. Never been found. I mean, even right around here. Supposedly, somewhere along the Snake River, Spanish explorers believed to have hidden a treasure of gold, jewels, and other valuables. Yeah. I mean, to say somewhere along the Snake River doesn't really narrow it down. Might take you a while to really search that. Both sides of the bank throughout the entire state. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out a nice side hustle, and maybe treasure hunting is where I'm at. How about treasure hidden near Lost Creek near the Salmon River? That's, kind of narrowing it down a little bit more. I mean, nobody's ever found it, but... Shoshone Falls, supposed to be some treasure around there. No one knows where it is today. That's what the article says. Well, no kidding. No kidding. All right, the lost mine of the Blackfoot River. All right, this is going to sound like a really stupid question, but where is the Blackfoot River? I would assume near Blackfoot. I don't remember there being a river near Blackfoot. Blackfoot River, Idaho. I mean, it's got to be. Oh, it's a tributary of the Snake, so maybe that's why I was unaware about it. Well, that narrows it down a little bit more. I just need some dough. I need some dough so I can fly somewhere nice and warm right now. Find a big enough treasure haul, you might be able to, just take work off permanently, which would be pretty good. Well, anyway, I guess I'm going to have to Google deeper or find some old books at the library. The old Idaho history section, find some old treasure hunting book. Again, it might just be a good hobby if you're bored. And it's good to get out and walk. So, yeah, get a little bit of exercise. All right. I guess we'll play more music. I've already given up on treasure hunting. Too cold. It's the Viktor Wilt Show. Let's dive into this list from Forbes. The, quintessential one-stop shop for all of your rock information. Why is Forbes making a list of the best rock bands of all time? I guess to get people to go to their website like me. Well, let's check it out. I like a good list, and casting my judgment upon the opinions of those who make said lists. Who made this list? Quentin Thang Singer. Okay. Well, Quentin, let's see what you got. Not listener Quentin. This is Quentin who works for Forbes. All right, top 30. We'll mow through it quick. Aerosmith. All right, it's fine to put them on a list of the best bands of all time. ZZ Top. All right, sure. Tool at number 28. All right. Not everybody has taste as good as me. Not everybody's going to put Tool toward the top of a best rock bands of all time list. But at least they're on there. All right. If Tool wasn't on here, I would probably be pretty disappointed. So, 28, kind of low, but all right. We'll just keep moving ahead. Oasis ahead of Tool. Oasis is one of the most overrated bands of all time. All right? Pretty much just a Beatles wannabe. And what do they got? A few hit songs? Just a few? I just don't get the hype on Oasis. I've never understood it. Wonderwall, maybe it just got ruined for me by too many dudes busting out Wonderwall on an acoustic. Like, if you want to unimpress any other guitarist, bust out Wonderwall. And I don't think it's really going to help you pick up chicks either, playing it at a party, all right? Always some dude back in the day playing Wonderwall at a party. Ugh. Kiss at 26, they're not better than Tool, but I guess I could imagine they're pretty popular being on the list. Okay, Radiohead at 25, super talented band. They deserve to be on the list. Journey, not surprised they're on the list. Okay, Nirvana, 23. I would have thought Nirvana would end up higher on the list, but I guess they did only drop a few albums, so all right. They changed the world, but Anyway, Cream? I mean, Cream's a great band. I'm kind of surprised they show up on the best rock bands of all time list just because, well, I mean, I guess they do have a few hits. You know, they had a few pretty big hits. Heart at 21. All right. GNR only showing up at number 20. Very curious where this list is going to go. I have a feeling I'm going to start getting disappointed as we go on. Rage Against the Machine at 19. Cool. Rush at 18. I mean, without Rush, there'd be no Tool, so I guess I can't judge. I mean, I'd put Tool ahead of Rush, but that's because I like Tool better. Iron Maiden at number 17. All right. U2 at 16. Well, I'm not a big fan of them, but they're pretty legendary. The Clash at 15. Another game-changing group. The Doors at 14. Great band. The Who at 13. I like the Doors better, but I'm not too surprised to see the Who on the list. Sabbath, number 12. All right. Can't have a list like this without Black Sabbath. That's cool. Fleetwood Mac at 11. AC/DC at 10. Metallica at number 9. The Eagles at 8. Van Halen at 7. Rolling Stones at 6. All right, I'm very happy that they didn't put the Rolling Stones at the top of the list. I mean, honestly, if the Beatles aren't at the top of the list, what kind of list is this, right? If you're going to have a list of the best rock bands of all time, the Beatles should always be at number 1, whether or not you like them, all right? I am a big fan. I'm a huge fan, but I don't know. I never got into the Rolling Stones. They got a few good songs. Jimi Hendrix Experience at number 5, Pink Floyd at number 4, Queen at 3, the Beatles at 2. Who on earth could you put ahead of the Beatles? They're going to put Led Zeppelin, aren't they? I bet they are, because we haven't had them pop up on the list yet. And, it is Led Zeppelin at number 1. I don't think Led Zeppelin should be number 1 on the list. Yes, they put out some great songs, but they also had many, many lawsuits over stealing music from other musicians. You know, some of those lawsuits ended up with them having to give songwriting credits to other artists. Some did not, but still, come on now. Come on. Can't put Led Zeppelin ahead of the Beatles. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Well, there's what Forbes thinks. Overall, pretty solid as far as the artists that were included on there. But yeah, you can't put anybody but the Beatles at number 1. Come on. Well, if you eat hot wings or any type of spicy food with your hands, you should always wash them afterward, because you might end up giving yourself quite the scare, like this radio DJ in Australia. He went on air, was telling his co-hosts and all of his listeners about how he thought he picked up an STD. Uncomfortable topic to just jump into on air. Hey, everybody, I've got a burning sensation. Oh! Yeah, it turns out he didn't wash his hands, before he used the restroom after eating hot wings, and hot wings can be very spicy, all right? Get some of that hot sauce on your skin. Sensitive areas going to be, a little bit more sensitive to that kind of thing. I don't know if I would jump on air, even if you thought you had something like that going on. Hey, everybody, guess what's happening today? Here's what's going on in my life. I don't know. I would assume he decided to do the bit after he figured out that it was from the hot wings, not before, and his co-host going, didn't you eat hot wings, dude? I mean, I know it's been tough to find content lately on the radio because of all the political stuff, but, getting into your, private health matters, I don't know. All right, what else do we have going on here? Okay, this one's kind of strange. This must be the best taco truck of all time. This was in Memphis, Tennessee. So this is kind of sad. There was a shooting outside of the Parkway Village. I think it's a grocery store or a gas station. Anyway, there's a food truck out there, and yeah, there was a shooting. Somebody got killed, And people were just stepping around the body to keep buying tacos. Like, I went to one of the food trucks, one of the taco trucks in St. Anthony with Lieutenant Crane and his family. And they were like the bombest tacos I've ever had. They were so good. But, there was a dead body on the ground. I might lose my appetite, even for those tacos that were, they were great tacos. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. There's a dead person involved in the story. But you would think the line would have, disappeared. Apparently not. Fantastic tacos at the Parkway Village gas station in Memphis, Tennessee, if you happen to be visiting that area soon. What else do we have here? Okay, how can I work around this one? Everybody's got something that gets them excited. And I found a map that shows the most searched for terms for things that get people excited in every state. It could be things like tickling, wrestling, socks. Okay. Some of the other terms I'm not going to get into here. What do you think Idaho's most searched for term in this realm was? It was the same one in Virginia. What's wrong with you, Idaho? Bunch of weirdos. Fart. Yeah, fart. Is this because of yesterday when I was telling the story about the guy who makes like $20,000 a year with fart videos, and all of a sudden everyone's like, fart videos? How do I get into this business? Yeah, only Idaho and Virginia looking into farts. Again, y'all are weird. How often have I pushed the fart button on this show or talked about farts? I guess I'm contributing to the problem. Queens of the Stone Age on K-Bear. Morning and happy 8 o'clock hour. Hope your morning is going by quickly. Mine's moving at a decent pace. But, I don't know, I feel kind of gross for some reason. Wonder if I ate something that my body didn't like yesterday. Anyway. Too much info, eh? All I said was I feel gross. Okay. Maybe it was because I was reading this article. Now, every place has their traditions. This one just seems kind of, to me, like something I wouldn't want to get involved with because I don't want to pick up germs and get sick. Only time I tend to risk that kind of thing is going into a crowd at a show, which this is essentially that kind of thing. You got about 8,000 people, 8,000 dudes in loincloths, just fighting to get to the lucky man in the middle of this crowd. I guess there's a guy who is known as the lucky man, and if you can make it through the crowd of thousands of people and touch him, you get good luck. So, yeah, these people, they're all just sweaty and packed in, and everyone's surging toward the center. It's like the worst wall of death of all time. Yeah, if it brought you good luck, okay, cool. But it just looks like a sweaty, smelly mess that you're going to pick up germs and get sick. But maybe not. Maybe that's how you cure the sickness. Luck is the opposite of sickness, right? I don't know. Anyway, they do this every year. If you want to go check it out next year, right around February 10th. So, all right. Hey. Unique life experiences. Give you something to tell the grandkids about, I suppose. I was just reading that goth is back. Gen Z. Picking up on all of the trends from when people my age were teenagers, apparently. You got the baggy clothes getting to be popular again. My kids took like half of my t-shirts. My, daughters, I should point out, took about half of my t-shirts. They dress like me. Well, they might be moving on to the goth phase next. Because apparently, I don't know if it's because of the Wednesday TV show or what, but goth is apparently in. So, get your trench coats out, get that black fingernail polish, Got to get that eyeliner going on. And just walk around and pretend to be a vampire. I've always enjoyed the goth scene back in the day. Not quite as fun as the punk scene. A little more moody. But, who didn't have fun at a typo negative show, right? Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, I'm all down with Gen Z bringing back these trends, but we did have the story the other day about the skinny jeans coming back, so yet another trend from when I was young that, I don't know. I don't know if we need that one back around, but I'm not built for skinny jeans, so maybe that's why I don't like them. If you saw me wearing skinny jeans, it'd be so pathetic. Though, in the last year, most of my jeans are starting to become more like skinny jeans. I really need to start exercising. Police investigating a cat shaving spree. Now, boy, there are some inappropriate jokes you could make about this. I'm not going to do so. This was in the UK. Yeah, just a number of pet owners having their cats show up back home, and somebody's shaved their cat. It's rampant, this type of behavior. And that's not nice to do to kitties. Period, but it's really cold outside. I don't know what it's like in the UK, but that would be a terrible thing to do here, all right? It was like, I don't know, my truck said 1 on the way here. Online, it said like -10. So, bad day for the shaved cats outside. Thankfully, they're not really harmed or anything. They're just missing patches of fur. But who does this? Who does this? Hope they bust this person. Anyway, I just also saw that back in, was it 1970? Hold on here. That's what I get for scrolling away from it. Anyway, on this day at some point in history, 1970, Black Sabbath released their debut album, Black Sabbath. So after the break, we're going to play the song Black Sabbath in celebration of, holy cow, 55 years. Wow. And it's still good. Still good. So that's coming up next. So last week, Peaches and I sampled a orange cream Coca-Cola. I was not impressed with it. It barely, just barely tasted like orange or cream. Just tasted pretty much like regular Coke. And I think a lot of companies have lost the spark for doing wacky things. Back when we were young, there were all kinds of weird products floating around. Like I was just scrolling Reddit, of course, and saw a picture of a bottle of Crystal Pepsi. Some of you young people might not recall this product. It was Pepsi that was clear. Tasted like Pepsi, but I'm guessing because it just didn't have that, dark brown look to it, people didn't like it. Kind of like the blue Pepsi, I think, had a berry flavor to it. I remember there being a blue Pepsi as well. But I always thought the Crystal Pepsi was kind of fun just because generally a clear soda, it's always lemon lime. Boring. Not a huge fan of 7-Up and Sprite. It's fine, but I don't know if I'd ever go just pick up a bottle like, all right, I'm in the mood for a nice 7-Up. What were some of the other weird items back in the day? Let's bring up a list here, see what we can find, see if I remember any of these, if I tried them. Jones Soda, turkey, and gravy. Now, Jones Soda put out a bunch of weird sodas back in the day, but I did not ever try the turkey and gravy that supposedly tasted like a Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know, that doesn't sound very great. Soda's supposed to be sweet. Peaches, did you ever try a Jones Soda, turkey, and gravy?
No, I've tried the ranch dressing soda.
Oh,
no, the bacon soda. That's what I tried. Not bacon. Bacon.
Yeah, how was it? Did it taste like bacon?
It tasted like very sweet bacon.
Oh.
I worked at a Payway, the Asian diner at the time, and I was making all the chefs try it, and all of them were just gagging in the kitchen.
It doesn't sound good. Yeah, I was talking about how we tried the Coke orange cream last week. Not very impressive. But back in the day, there was all kinds of weird stuff floating around.
Well, I heard you say that about Pepsi Blue. It was real. I just found this list of like the 25 forgotten sodas.
Yeah, dude, we had all kinds of weird stuff back in the day.
What's Whistle Soda?
Let me see the...
it launched in 1919. Oh!
Okay, that's why we don't remember it. Only Jade would.
Its bold orange flavor and unique citrus blend quickly became a favorite.
Okay, well, it must not have been that much of a favorite.
Oh, then I see Surge at number 3.
Okay, I remember Surge. Surge was like... sort of like Mountain Dew, but I guess it was more like a mellow yellow and was supposed to have extra caffeine. Kind of like Jolt Cola. We had Jolt Cola back in the day. Vault, huh?
When they had it at Carl's Jr. in the soda fountain.
I don't remember.
And it was
Vault.
an energy drink. My parents gave it to me before a baseball game. They're like, you drink this caffeine, you might be wired. And I think I was too jittery, and then I just crashed right at the end of the game.
Oh,
I was
I'm sure.
in my parents' car just asleep, I think.
Oh, man.
Tab.
Now, Tab's still around, ain't it?
Launched in 1963, got discontinued in 2020.
Oh, okay. All I remember with Tab is that it had a warning on the can that was like, warning, this might cause cancer in lab rats. And you're like, what? You don't see that on other sodas. But that's what Tab said. Let me see if I could bring up the exact warning on the
Did you ever
Tab
try
cans.
Sprite Remix?
I think I did. I seem to recall that being better than regular Sprite.
Oh, this one looks pretty cool. Josta.
I don't remember Josta. I do like the imagery there.
I remember the old Cherry Coke logo, and I used to think that was an alcohol at the soda fountain.
Oh, yeah?
Because it said Cherry Coke in like the hardcore lettering.
It did look pretty hard. I remember picking those up. That was my go-to at school, because...
The can was cool.
Because we had a soda machine, and yeah.
One of my favorite forgotten sodas, Cactus Cooler.
Cactus Cooler? I hope that's still around.
It still is.
That's really good.
But most people, I don't think, really know about it. And it's funny that I heard you say the comments about Sprite and 7-Up and what's it now called? The Starry.
Oh, yeah.
You only really drink those when you're sick.
Yeah, pretty much. For whatever reason. Either ginger ale or Sprite.
Right.
My tummy hurts. Here, pound down a bunch of sugar. It'll make you feel better.
My dad loves those Starries. I don't know why. He just thinks they're great.
Yeah, it's just not my go-to, lemon lime. Yeah, the Tab can said, use of this product may be hazardous to your health. No, wait, that's a different can.
What's Dr. Pepper Red Fusion?
I don't remember Red Fusion.
Oh, there's Volt right there. World's hardest working soda. Shows a guy carrying a steel beam with holding a Volt bottle.
Maybe I did see those. That image made it look more familiar. Yeah, there was like Orbits. Do you remember those? Or
yeah.
Had the little gelatinous balls floating around in it. Mm-hmm. I guess that moved on to, what are all the kids into now? Boba tea.
Boba tea. Orbits walked so Boba could run.
Yeah, giant Orbits is basically Boba tea.
Did you ever drink Slice?
That looks familiar. Is that another 7-Up type product? Or is it orange?
There's different flavors. There's lemon lime, mandarin orange, pineapple, grape. It looks like blue raspberry. I wonder who ever started the blue raspberry flavor, because those aren't real.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody was like, all right, we've already got cherry soda. Let's make a raspberry one, but we got to make it unique.
I'm looking this up.
Let's make it blue.
I'm intrigued by this now.
Now, are you sure blue raspberries aren't a thing?
No.
Okay. Blue raspberry created.
The Gold Medal Company is credited with pioneering the blue raspberry flavor in the 1950s. The flavor's popularity took off in the 70s with the introduction of blue raspberry ices and Otter Pops.
Yeah, this says that, a red dye that was commonly used for raspberry-flavored foods caused such a ruckus that they started using blue so that the public would continue to buy raspberry products without being worried about the harmful red dye.
Isn't that funny? How it happens like that?
Yeah.
Like there's like these famous accidents like potato chips were mistakenly invented.
Hey, there's been a lot of good foods invented by, people that don't know what they're doing in the kitchen.
Yeah, who invented the cheeseburger?
I don't know, but I got to thank them. I'm
looking this up now.
I mean, cheeseburger.
Mayor McCheese, no. Who?
Yeah, and why is it called a burger?
Well, it's from Germany.
Oh, yeah, I guess in Hamburg, Germany.
It's actually his real name, Lionel Clark Sternberger, widely credited with inventing the cheeseburger in 1924 at his father's sandwich shop in Pasadena, California.
Oh, so it doesn't have anything to do with Germany.
Well, I think the name.
But he's German?
I'm guessing. The
Okay.
Sternberger was 16 years old at the time. He put American cheese on a hamburger patty. He and his father liked the combination and called it a cheese hamburger.
Okay. Yeah, cheeseburger's got a better ring to it than cheese hamburger. But
well, then who decided the bread and the onions and the tomato and the lettuce and sauce?
All you really need for a burger is the cheese. Well, sauce.
I was going to say, you don't need a bun. You're just going to have a piece of meat with cheese on it?
Sure, I'll do it.
You're that weird keto guy?
That's right.
I like protein and fats.
Wrap it in lettuce for me.
No carbs for me, even though they provide my body with energy. I don't want carbs.
Ugh. Man, this is the first time I can recall in a while that I said the word cheeseburger and wasn't like, I want a cheeseburger. I'm feeling kind of grody, Peaches. So.
You're way off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you know it's off, if a cheeseburger doesn't sound good. I ate a banana, but that did not help.
You're eating the same stuff every day. I feel like that's not good for you. You're eating a lot of carb stuff, too. Oats.
Some bread.
Banana.
Oats. Yeah. Is banana packed with carbs?
Tons of carbs in banana.
All right. Well, I always thought they're supposed to be good for you. But
a lot of potassium.
Yeah, getting some vitamins.
Yeah, it's fruit. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Don't be like one of those people that says
exciting.
fruit's full of sugar. It's natural sugars.
Natural sugars, yeah.
You're telling me it's the same thing as like a Volt or like a Sprite,
Mowing down a Reese's. Yeah.
They keep, there was a whole essay I saw online about Reese's, about how they keep like adding on these different Reese's flavors, and they shouldn't because the classic Reese's is the best.
I don't know. I've had some of the newer Reese's, and they might be better than classic Reese's.
Oh, hot
like
take.
the caramel Reese's or the what do they call it? Like fudge cake explosion or something.
The lava one.
Lava cake.
I think they've run out of ideas with the one they added Reese's Pieces on the inside. They're like, okay, let's
Those
put
are
more
really
Reese's
good.
inside the Reese's.
The one I thought was weird was with the chips inside. Like, come on.
They're
Chips.
trying to go for that like chocolate covered pretzel, the sweet and salty mixture. I see what they're trying to do.
But they had pretzel ones already. Why potatoes inside of Reese's? I don't know.
I mean, I love Reese's.
I mean, the potato Reese's were still like not bad.
No.
They're still good. All right, since we seem to be living in a broken simulation in the timeline where, Biff Tannen gets the sports almanac, as I saw online, figured we'd talk about the Mandele Effect. We've talked about this before, but it's always kind of fun. Seems like every time I pull these up, I find new ones, and they tend to be a little bit mind-blowing. Some of the most famous examples of the Mandela Effect are, people thinking in The Empire Strikes Back that Darth Vader says, Luke, I am your father, when he just says, no, I am your father. Or like the Berenstain Bears, how it was spelled. Everybody seems to remember it one way. You pick up one of the books and you're like, this can't be right. I know it was spelled differently. Well, let's see what others pop up here that we may or may not have heard of or seen before. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo with a big Adam's apple. I guess a lot of people seem to remember Shaggy with a big Adam's apple. That does sound familiar for some reason. I don't know why. But according to this article, no examples of this anywhere. Or let's see here. Captain Crunch versus Captain Crunch. I guess it was never called Captain. It's always been Cap'n. Cap'n Crunch. That's kind of weird, too. I mean, looking at the logo, it looks normal as Cap'n Crunch. But nobody calls it Cap'n Crunch. It's Captain Crunch. All right, what color is Snoopy's tail? Some will tell you it's black, but in reality, it's white with a small black spot on it. That one, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Sinbad, never in a movie called Shazam. That's another one of the really famous examples. I will admit, I seem to remember there being a movie called Shazam with Sinbad in it. I don't know why. Maybe I've read too much about the Mandela Effect and it just kind of stuck in my head. Okay, most of these it seems like I've seen before, like the Berenstain Bears, Looney Tunes, being spelled Tunes. They're not, tunes like cartoons. Curious George didn't have a tail. Febreze only has one E, which would make it Febreze. far as I'm concerned. Fruit Loops, 2 O's. Okay, I was hoping I'd find something new here, but doesn't look like anything seems to have popped up recently. You know, you got the Fruit of the Loom that a lot of people remember with a cornucopia behind it, and they even have an image of it showing it, and it looks like what I remember. I swear it was that way, but apparently not. Just always been a pile of fruit. All right. Okay, I noticed this one while watching Star Wars recently. C-3PO has a silver leg. Yeah. Go back and watch it. You might think I'm crazy, but no, it's true. C-3PO, one of his legs, silver. Kind of weird. All right. Well, dang it. I was hoping for some brand new examples, but I don't seem to see any of those popping up. Yeah. Smokey Bear. He was never Smokey the Bear. Blah, blah, blah. All right, whatever. Thank you again for tuning in to the Viktor Wilt Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.